What if your next farming venture wasn't about chickens, cattle, or crops, but about one of the most magnificent and mesmerizing birds on Earth? Peacock farming is a rising trend that's turning heads for all the right reasons. With their shimmering feathers, graceful movements, and royal symbolism, peacocks aren't just admired, they're in demand. Around the world, more farmers and entrepreneurs are discovering that peacocks offer more than just beauty. Their feathers are prized in fashion, art, and interior design. Their presence attracts ecotourism, wedding venues, and wildlife enthusiasts. And their rarity makes them valuable assets in specialized breeding markets. In short, peacock farming isn't just a visual spectacle, it's a business with serious potential. But don't be fooled. Raising peacocks takes more than admiration. It requires knowledge, space, and long-term commitment. These birds live for decades, develop slowly, and thrive under specific care. Still, for those ready to think beyond conventional farming, the payoff, both aesthetic and economic, can be extraordinary. Whether you're a nature lover, a boutique farmer, or simply searching for a unique opportunity, peacock farming offers a perfect blend of wonder and wealth. This is more than farming. It's an invitation into something rare, radiant, and rewarding. If you're fascinated by rare and profitable farming models, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We've got a lot more coming. Before diving deeper into peacock farming, it's important to understand the bird itself, starting with its real name. The word peacock actually refers only to the male of the species. The females are called peahens, and their babies are known as peachicks. Collectively, they're all called peafowl. Native to South Asia, especially India and Sri Lanka, peafowl have also been introduced to parts of Africa and other regions due to their ornamental value. The most common and iconic variety is the Indian blue peafowl, instantly recognizable by its deep sapphire feathers and iridescent tail. However, there are rarer types like the white peacock, which isn't an albino, but a genetically unique variant of the blue peacock. These white birds possess the same regal shape and behavior, but with a snow-like ethereal appearance that makes them highly sought after. Young peafowl start off with dull plumage, blending into their surroundings for protection. It takes nearly 3 years for a male to fully develop his extravagant tail, used not for flight but for courtship. That iconic fan of feathers? It's designed to impress potential mates, not predators. Understanding the biology and uniqueness of peafowl is the first step in appreciating their farming value. Unlike chickens or ducks, peacocks aren't farmed for meat or eggs. Their true value lies in their aesthetic appeal, exotic rarity, and the high demand for their feathers. These majestic birds captivate the eye and the market. For farmers, artists, event planners, and wildlife parks, peacocks offer a unique business opportunity that blends beauty, branding, and profitability. One of the main sources of income in peacock farming comes from feather collection. During the molting season, peacocks naturally shed their long, colorful tail feathers. These are ethically collected without harming the birds and sold for high prices in fashion, interior design, religious rituals, and arts and crafts. A single feather, depending on length and quality, can fetch several dollars, and one peacock can produce dozens each season. But it doesn't stop there. Live peacocks are also sold to zoos, private estates, luxury resorts, and wedding venues that use them as ornamental showpieces. In regions where ecotourism is growing, peacocks can become a farm's biggest attraction, drawing visitors who want to see their dazzling displays up close. Additionally, peacocks are considered symbols of royalty, purity, and beauty in many cultures, adding to their desirability. With relatively low ongoing costs and a long lifespan, peacocks can become a long-term investment that continues to generate income through breeding, feather sales, and exhibitions. For those seeking an unconventional but lucrative venture, peacock farming stands out. It's a business built not just on productivity, but on prestige and allure. Peacocks may be majestic, but they're not low maintenance. To raise healthy, vibrant birds, proper housing and care are absolutely essential. The first rule: space. Peacocks are large birds with long tails that require plenty of room to roam and display. A single adult bird needs at least 100 square feet of outdoor space. In cramped environments, peacocks can become stressed, aggressive, or prone to disease. Fencing is another key element. Peacocks can fly short distances and will roam if not contained. Fences should be at least 6 to 7 feet high to prevent escape. Netting or wire overhead is often used to ensure safety from both predators and wandering. Inside their enclosure, peacocks need a sheltered area to protect them from rain, wind, and extreme temperatures. Roosting is part of their natural behavior. In the wild, peacocks sleep in trees to avoid ground predators. On a farm, you should provide sturdy wooden perches that are elevated off the ground. In colder climates, heated roosts can help protect their sensitive feet from frostbite. Cleanliness matters too. Bedding should be dry and regularly changed. Good ventilation, along with regular pest control, helps prevent disease. Peacocks are generally hardy, but they're vulnerable to parasites and respiratory issues if their environment isn't properly managed. Water and food should be accessible at all times, and since these birds love to show off, space to display their feathers is more than just a luxury. It's essential for their physical and mental well-being. Well-designed enclosures, clean shelter, and enough freedom to move are the foundation of successful peacock farming. It's not just about keeping them alive, it's about letting them thrive. One of the most fascinating aspects of peacock farming is witnessing their breeding behavior, especially the iconic courtship display. During the mating season, usually in spring and early summer, male peacocks put on a breathtaking performance to attract females. They fan out their long, iridescent tail feathers, known as a train, into a shimmering arc, creating a mesmerizing spectacle of color and movement. With a series of low calls and rhythmic feather shaking, the male attempts to impress nearby females. If a peahen is interested, she will respond by copying his movements and approaching him, signaling readiness to mate. Peacocks are polygamous, meaning one male may mate with several females in a single season. After mating, the peahen looks for a safe, hidden spot to lay her eggs, often in tall grass, bushes, or shallow ground nests. A typical clutch contains 3 to 5 eggs, which the peahen incubates alone for around 27 to 30 days. During this period, she rarely leaves the nest, staying close to protect her eggs from predators. Once hatched, the peachicks are vulnerable and completely dependent on their mother. Covered in soft, camouflaged down feathers, they follow her closely for warmth, guidance, and safety. Unlike chickens, peahens are very protective mothers, often leading their young for several months. Peacock breeders often separate mated pairs for more control over hatching and survival rates, especially in commercial setups. However, even in managed environments, much of the natural elegance of their mating ritual remains intact, a vital part of the species' charm and the farming experience. Raising peacocks requires patience, especially when it comes to their development. Unlike chickens or ducks that mature quickly, peafowl take their time. Male peachicks are born with dull, brownish feathers and no visible train. As they grow, their colors gradually deepen, but the iconic tail, the shimmering fan of iridescent eyes, doesn't fully develop until around 3 years of age. This long growth period is a key consideration for farmers looking to breed or sell show-quality birds. Female peachicks, or peahens, mature slightly faster and begin laying eggs by their 2nd year. However, just like the males, their behavior and overall health during the early years are critical to their long-term productivity. Peacocks experience annual molting, where they naturally shed their long tail feathers to make way for new growth. This typically happens after the breeding season, and while they temporarily lose some of their visual grandeur, it's a normal and healthy process. Under proper care, peafowl can live remarkably long lives, up to 35 years in captivity. This makes them a long-term investment, both financially and in terms of commitment. Their long lifespan, slow development, and low annual reproduction rate set them apart from other poultry species and make careful planning essential for successful farming. A peacock's stunning feathers and robust health don't happen by accident. They're a direct result of proper nutrition. As omnivorous birds, peafowl require a balanced diet that fuels both their energy levels and vibrant appearance. In the wild, they feed on a mix of grains, seeds, insects, small reptiles, amphibians, and even fruits. On a farm, this natural diet is carefully replicated and optimized for growth and feather quality. The foundation of their diet typically includes high-quality grains like corn, wheat, millet, and rice. These are often mixed with protein-rich supplements, such as soybean meal or insect-based feeds, to support feather development and reproductive health. During breeding and molting seasons, protein needs increase, and farmers often add earthworms, mealworms, or fish-based proteins to their rations. Fresh greens, vegetables, and fruits such as spinach, lettuce, peas, or berries are also beneficial and help round out their nutritional profile. Clean, fresh water must be available at all times, and it's important to use feeders that prevent contamination from droppings or pests. Inadequate nutrition can lead to dull feathers, low fertility, weak immune systems, and reduced display behavior. On the other hand, a well-fed peacock will radiate vitality, making diet not just a maintenance task, but a key factor in farming success. One of the most profitable aspects of peacock farming is the ethical collection and sale of feathers. Unlike other animal products, peacock feathers are naturally shed during the molting season, which usually occurs after the breeding months. During this time, the peacock drops its long tail feathers, sometimes over 150 feathers per bird, to make room for new growth. This process happens annually and causes no harm or stress to the animal when handled properly. Farmers must be vigilant and gentle during feather collection. Fallen feathers should be gathered promptly from clean environments to avoid contamination or damage. Each feather is a delicate work of art, and buyers, especially in the fashion, home decor, and art markets, expect pristine condition. The market value of peacock feathers depends on their length, condition, and color intensity. The longest eye feathers are the most prized and can sell for several dollars each. Shorter or less vibrant feathers are used in craft kits, costume design, or religious ceremonies, especially in South Asia. Besides feathers, fully grown peacocks, especially rare breeds like the white peacock, can be sold at premium prices to breeders, luxury resorts, or collectors. Some farms even generate revenue by hosting photo shoots, weddings, or ecotourism tours featuring these stunning birds. Importantly, ethical feather farming avoids plucking or harming birds. Consumers are increasingly aware of animal welfare, and promoting natural molting practices adds credibility to the farm's brand. For a farmer, every fallen feather is a small, beautiful, and valuable return on investment. So, is peacock farming truly worth the investment? For the right person, the answer is a confident yes, but only with the right mindset. Peacock farming is not a get-rich-quick venture. It demands patience, planning, and passion. These birds mature slowly, require space and specialized care, and can live for decades. Yet, for those willing to commit, the returns, both financially and emotionally, can be significant. From a business standpoint, peacocks offer multiple income streams: feathers, breeding stock, live sales, tourism, and event partnerships. With rising global interest in eco-friendly farming, exotic animals, and luxury aesthetics, the market for peacocks and their feathers is growing steadily. Moreover, peacocks aren't just commodities, they're experiences. Their presence transforms a farm into a destination, elevates brand identity, and draws in curious visitors, photographers, and bird enthusiasts. But success depends on doing it right. Ethical practices, quality care, and thoughtful marketing are essential. Unlike traditional livestock, peacocks offer beauty, rarity, and long-term value over high-volume turnover. If you're looking for a farming model that combines natural elegance with niche profitability, peacock farming may be your perfect match. It's not the easiest path, but for many, it's one of the most rewarding.